Watching my back. It's Joseph's job to pull me out of the water should I get attacked by alligators. Now if that happens, a couple of y'all will jump in and help him out, right? Yeah. Alright, we got a couple of excited people. We're going to hold you to it. Alright guys, well I'm going to get the party started, ring the dinner bell, and we'll get crack-a-lacking. Very high-tech alligator. Never try that at home. Now currently on this side of the swamp, we've got a total of 206 alligators. All these alligators at one point or another came from the wild. These alligators were considered nuisance alligators. Now, doesn't necessarily mean that these alligators were man-eaters. They could possibly just be chasing kids at the local swimming hole, eating people's household pets and not giving them back, or cattle along the farms. So instead of them becoming overpriced boots and shoes and alligator bites at the local bar, we decided to bring them here and let them live out their rest of their life here. We're kind of an alligator subpoena system, if you want to say. You get girls, food, and real estate. What's better than that, fellas? Now, you may be wondering why we tapped on the cooler. Alligators are very good at associating times, places, sounds, and even colors. So pink happens to be it's one of their favorite colors. Ma'am, be careful, stay in the middle, you'll be all right. But what I mean by that is they kind of just like us. I mean, they're not really trying to necessarily eat me per se, but they are trying to come up and fill up their stomachs. This is an important time of the year. This is what we call alligator wrestling season. Parents, you know what I'm talking about. So we don't really have a lot of the large males showing up. They're a little bit more it's something else besides food. However, a lot of these smaller alligators you see are more than likely females up here on the bank. These females are trying to get in their fill of food before they get ready to lay their eggs. Now on average they will lay 35 eggs, and the gestation period on those eggs are 65 days. And then you got other fellas like my main Tag here. Tag is pushing 10 foot, but unfortunately for him, he's just not big enough to get the attraction from the ladies. So all he has to do is really just show up and eat some food to try to become a bigger guy. So unfortunately for him, unless you're at about 12 and a half foot here in the swamp, you just get no attention whatsoever from the ladies. Now, you may be wondering how you can tell the difference between a boy and a girl. Well, there's only a few ways you can tell. First, toss your wallet over the fence. Ladies always beat them to it. Secondly, if you see an alligator here at the swamp that is over 10 foot, I can promise you it is a male. Ladies, unfortunately for you, you just don't get as big as the fellas. There has never been a documented female, at least that we're aware of, over 10 foot in size. So if you see an 11-foot alligator, it is a male. Other than that, you just have to reach in, check out the running gear, or just take my word for it. Now this is one of our older females probably. This is Henrietta. She's been here with us for quite a while. But it doesn't necessarily really take a very big alligator to create for a very bad day. What I mean by that is, take Henrietta there. She's probably pushing 7, almost 8 foot. This alligator here could create for a very bad day. Her bite force would be around 400 to 500 pounds of force. It just so happens our legs and feet start to break around 450. Now, once you reach up to 10 foot in size, like my man Tag's right up front, that alligator produces a bite force of around 2,000 pounds of force. Now, that's not PSI. When you're signing your name on your checkbook, that's about 2,000 PSI. Tags, that's like if I picked up a 2,000 pound rock, lifted it 2 foot above your head, and just so happened to let go of that rock, that impact would be like to be in between the jaws of this alligator here. I'll give you a very good demonstration of that here soon. Now you may be wondering what we are feeding today. Mostly what the alligators eat here are wild pigs. Feral hogs are a very invasive species. They do almost $1 billion worth of damage. Last year I think it was like half a billion worth of damage to crops across the United States. Not very good to eat, so hunters, things of that nature, want to be able to get rid of them. So we just help out with that by feeding them to our alligators. Any of y'all having a barbecue, want to take this home? Yeah. Now let me see if we can get old Tax here to break that leg for us.
Oh, heard that crunch.
Oh.
Who's ready to go swimming? No? No takers?
You first.
Now, you'll see that my man Tags, hopefully here soon, he won't be playing with this food and will take his time and eat it real fast. They are not able to chew. What their teeth are designed is just to hold, and then they are going to break apart those prey and to able to swallow it whole. So you'll see he'll break those bones, position it, kind of like us folding clothes into a suitcase, and then he will swallow that whole leg in its entirety. And he has enough hydrochloric acid in his stomach to decompose that bone in about 5 to 7 days. And it doesn't really take much. I've got 2 coolers out here, probably couldn't even fill up this little alligator right here. Let's just take Tags for example, since he's the largest one we got on the bank. Tags is probably 300 pounds. All it takes, oh sorry, should have worn my Jordans. Tags, all it will take is about 30 pounds of food to fill up this alligator for a whole entire year. Now what I mean by that, you're just giving me trouble, aren't you? What I mean by that is they only need about 10% of their body weight to eat for a whole entire year. So Henrietta here, as she's harassing me, she can eat quite a bit of food if she wanted to. In extreme circumstances, let's say she got a chance to catch a small pig, things of that nature, 60 pounds of food for that alligator Tags that just went in the water would fill him up for about that time. They can eat 20% of their body weight in one sitting. Bet a couple of those kids will fit right in, huh? Fetch. All right. Let's see. See if we can't get a few more heavy hitters up on the bank for us. I've got one more unicorn leg to feed out. Then typically once I start getting low on food, it's just a good idea to get out of here. See my man Hank's over here. Buddy, Old Yeller. Come here, Old Yeller. He's the legs man. So again, going back into it, this is alligator wrestling season, as we like to call it. Old Yeller here is not, even though he looks massive and impressive, come on. Someone quick, jump in and give him a push. He is not relatively a very big alligator. We've got over 30 alligators that are 12 foot plus. So I'll be very surprised if we see any of those today. Typically these females will start laying their eggs for your end of this month, 1st of June. They will guard that nest until late August, early September when the eggs hatch. Well guys, do we have any questions? Anything you want to know, care to know? No? Yes ma'am.
How fast can they choo-choo?
Very quickly. Faster than I could run. Alligators can produce short distances of speed. Oh, here comes a big guy. This is Scraggles. He's one of those 13-foot fellas. But they can produce land speeds in the low 20 miles per hour. So they could easily grab me, kicking and screaming, drag me into the water. However, that's more of a defensive speed. These alligators do not hunt on land per se. About majority of where they make their living is right there at the water's edge. So if I happen to be standing right there where Scraggles was getting up, he would grab me without me realizing I'm there. He can hide that lovely 13-foot figure, 750 pounds of body, and about 30 inches of water. So without me even really being able to tell that he's there. All right, well I got a few more pieces and it's just a good idea to get out of here when I start running out of food. But doesn't necessarily mean that all the fun is over. Over to my left, y'all's right, we have the lovely Miss Anna sitting underneath the shade tree. She has an alligator out for y'all to hold. It's not slippery, it's not slimy. Ladies, it feels kind of like a $2,000 pair of shoes. So I highly encourage y'all to give that a try. Other than that, if you have not been back to the very back of the swamp, did any of y'all hear that?
Yeah.
That's what we call a bite pop. One thing with the alligators is in their top jaw, they have sockets for their lower teeth to fit in. So when she closes those jaws, that's the air displacement coming out from those holes for her teeth. Oops, sorry. But other than that, if y'all want to make your way back to the back of the swamp, the further you go along, the bigger they get. We got Captain Crunch back there, Colonel, Colonel's our largest alligator at 13 foot 10, almost 1,000 pounds. But other than that, if in case y'all need to get rid of anybody, see me over here. Y'all have a great day.